Hello and welcome to the daily Forex report for September 5th. We are looking at the US-Japanese yen pair. This pair closed down during this last session, overall moving sideways. Look for it to potentially go as high as 78.76, possibly as low as 78.01. 78.01, there we go. Look for it to go up and hit some resistance around 78.50 and look for some support around 78.15. Now the Euro USD pair had a pretty strong range today, overall moving sideways over the past couple of sessions, but long term we do have a potential for a breakout. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Look for this pair to potentially go up to 127.10, possibly down to 124.41. Look for some resistance around 126.35. and look for some support around 124.75. Now the pound US dollar pair, it closed up during this last session, broke through previous areas of resistance but closed lower. Look for it to potentially go as high as 160.03, possibly as low as 157.70. Look for some resistance around 159.33 and look for some support around 157.75. Overall, as you can see from the trend line here, this pair is moving to the upside. Past couple of sessions, it's been past several sessions, week or two, has been moving sideways, but we are still moving to the upside overall. Now the US Swiss, exact opposite. It's heading to the downside overall. Look for it to potentially go as high on a reversal up to 0.9651, possibly as low as 0.9490. Look for some resistance around 0.9615 and look for some support around 0.9500. Now, as far as news announcements go, we have several news announcements. The Eurozone gross domestic products being released at 5 a.m. Eastern. For the second quarter, they're showing a hold at a negative 0.2%. Year to date, they're showing a negative 0.4% hold. Then we have at 7 a.m. Eastern the Bank of England asset purchase targets for September being released. They're showing a hold at 375 billion. The Bank of England rate decision is being released at 7 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. Consensus on that one is that it is being held at 0.50%. The European Central Bank releasing their rate decision at 7:45 a.m. Eastern, a little bit later in the day. By about 45 minutes, they're showing a projection of lowering the rate from 0.75% down to 0.50%, which in my humble opinion should have been done a long time ago. Probably should be down closer to where the U.S. is at, very, very low rates, pretty much zero at this point. But nonetheless, that is where they're projecting to go. Now, what am I looking for during this next session? Well, if you want to, if you go over to the Euro, I know we've been talking about the Euro a lot lately, but Euro USD, due to this impending announcement, remember overall we're heading to the upside. You can see that we have 3 points on a trend line here on the 4-hour time frame. We have a fairly decent trend line here that has occurred. We are overall consolidating down. I do believe with this rate decision we'll get a break, potentially a break to the upside. Depends on how it's viewed. I would view a drop in rates good for the euro and should see some strengthening from that. Now let's zoom in a little bit and kind of get a feel for what I'm actually looking for. This is a very quick scalp off of the 4-hour. The reason I'm going off the 4-hour is that we have a potential for a quick scalp, and whenever you look for a smaller amount of pips on a higher time frame, you have the probability of more success or higher success rate. We have 14 pips or so that I'm looking to grab off this one. Use a risk to reward of 1-to-1 on this one. Just a real quick little scalp off of those trend lines. Well, I hope that helps, and until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.